is really looming. A $2,000 stimulus check could still land in your bank account in January, but it won't be through the Cash Act. It will be through a new revision of the Cash Act, a bill that found itself flawed on the Senate floor. Meantime, what's going to happen on Tuesday? Does that impact your $2,000 stimulus check? And what's happening on Monday? Moolah Monday, as I call it on this channel. Big money from the second stimulus package starts to roll out starting this Monday. And in a world exclusive, I will explain to you details about the EIDL grant, which you'll only hear on this channel. I've been winking at you for a couple of days, and tonight I'm going to break the world exclusive about what's happening with the EIDL grant. You won't hear it anywhere else. Thank you for joining me on Evenings LA. This is Check, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. Go to the front channel, subscribe. Also hit the alert button so you don't miss a video when I go live. And I'm going live right after this. This is a 30-minute video. Right after this video, I'm back again with another 30-minute video with Purple Power Live. Evenings Check sometimes is tape, sometimes is live. Tonight is live. Also like this video. In tonight's video, I will start with the $2,000 stimulus check. I'll do about 10 minutes of that. Then I'll cut over to the big push for Moolah Monday. A lot of Moolah Monday and Twisty Tuesday and Way Out Wednesday. Incredible money is starting to flow this coming week. I'll go over that from the 10 to 20 minute mark. And then I will cut over to EIDL, the EIDL grant, at about the 20-minute mark. And then I'll answer your questions for the last 5 to 10 minutes. There'll be an update on this video at the 15-minute mark and again at the 30-minute mark if you tune in late. Thank you for joining me. The big details tonight is that the $2,000 stimulus check will likely still happen. It just won't happen tomorrow. It won't happen Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. What's going to happen? Well, the new Congress is going to get sworn in tomorrow, with the exception of the 2 Senate seats out of Georgia. And shortly thereafter, the House will resume session. And at that point, the House will take up a revision to Cash Act 2020. You have not heard a certain thing come out of people's mouths, and that is, we made a mistake. You have not heard the Democrats say, oops, oops, because there's 2 majorly important Georgia races on Tuesday night. And because of that, they're not admitting the error to Cash Act 1. You're likely to hear that admission of the error in Cash Act 1 somewhere around Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning at 12:001 a.m. Oh yeah, I made a mistake. I just didn't want to admit it before the Georgia votes are in. And at that point, they'll start to revise. If you're new to this channel and don't know what the mistake is on the Cash Act, let me briefly explain what it is. The mistake is stimulus checks for rich people. There you go. Explain in about 2 words. The Cash Act, as written by AOC in a late night tweet, and I do not joke, that's actually what she did in a late night tweet, said she could change the 5,000-page bill because of the president's message about I wanted a $2,000 stimulus check in 10 seconds, and she did. And in that 10 seconds change, she really messed up everything, leaving a $9,000 stimulus check for rich people, for people who make 300, 200, 250,000, $350,000 a year, a $9,000 stimulus check. When you're making $300,000 a year, you don't need a stimulus check. You need, someone to check your bags at the golf course. You don't need a stimulus check. So rich people don't need stimulus check. I mean, even the lobsters were laughing at this one. So not a good look for Nancy. And that is what's going to happen. So when the House and the Senate is sworn in tomorrow, then the House will reconvene session in the next couple of days, shortly thereafter, and they'll introduce a revised Cash Act. It'll go to the Senate. It takes 1 day at the House, 1 day at the Senate, and then land at some president's table, whichever president they choose, the current one or the next one. And you're done. It's that simple. I don't think that they're going to leave Cash Act to float into third stimulus. I get that question a lot. I think it's a bad error because Cash Act is basically saying people got $600. It's not enough. They need more money. Get them the money right now. The money is sent out by Treasury the next day. You have it in 2 days. So why hold up your stimulus check of $2,000 because of State and local, and all that behemoth stuff that's coming in late January. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just get that check out. And so I think that's what's going to happen. Not a brain freeze, not a difficult concept. Very, very, very easy. Republicans support it, Democrats support it. There's enough votes in favor of it, presuming that no one makes a drafty there again. Then you got it done. It's a cow. It's a cash cow. It's a cash cow. It's a movement of great cow. And there you go. Who gets PBET? EB uh, pandemic EBT is for people on SNAP whose child had to stay home because of school. $114 additional. Call up SNAP 211 or DOA. So that comments I had to respond. It's a great question. And we need the $2,000, says Theo. Absolutely, absolutely. That's the message: is that Americans need this $2,000. Let me open the window a little bit. People really need this money. It's important to really send out this money to people that are in need, and they need it now. And if you watched me on Being a Mitch right before this, I went over that Moolah Monday tomorrow will involve the state of New York and the state of California paying the $300 a week start for FPUC starting next week. But other states, if your state starts with an M, you'll see it, a month later. That's why it starts with an M. No joke. Some states are just going to be very, very behind. A new report shows that some states have paid 20% of unemployment claims. And then California and New York are paid like 80% of the claims. So it shows that they're just really, there's some bad states out there, and you're going to need this moolah. You're going to need this $2,000. Again, this is $1,400, the remainder of the $2,000 for individuals. The married couple, double that. $2,000 for children, so $1,400 if they already got the $600. Adult dependents will get a stimulus check, and they would get the full $2,000 because they haven't gotten one. And there we go. It's important for viewers to get this money now and not have it wait around to, January 20th, January 25th. Very, very obvious. So now that you got that up to date, the big push is, of course, the Georgia Senate races. Does that impact the moolah? It does impact the moolah. I mean, the number one issue across the airways tonight in Georgia is $2,000 stimulus check. That is the only issue that is hitting every airway, every commercial. $2,000 stimulus check, $2,000 stimulus check. Not 600, not 600. All they're talking about is $2,000. Everyone that's running, all four of them say they'll give you the $2,000. They're just it's just it's just not happening yet. And so that's where the vortex is of the discussion. $2,000 stimulus check. It's going to happen. It's just not happening right now. Cash Act 2020 going to be dead, if not dead already. It's going to have to be replaced with something new like 2021. And there you go. Mitch was correct. It is socialism for rich people. It was a mistake of a written bill. So Moolah Money, now as we come up on the 10-minute mark almost, Moolah Money is getting me very excited. And I hope you're excited about Moolah Monday. Moolah Monday, Twisty Tuesday, and Way Out Wednesday is the advent of second stimulus landing across the country. The second stimulus across the country is really exciting. And second stimulus is what the president signed into law last Sunday. Can you imagine it was only last Sunday? It seems like it was 10 years ago. It was only last Sunday that the president was in Mar-a-Lago who signed it. It feels like it was a month ago, but it was only last Sunday that he signed the second stimulus, and now the moolah from the second stimulus is starting to land in the agencies across the country. Now, as a very frank remark, I want to be very, very sort of blunt with you as my viewer. I know that there's sort of a mindset to receiving a stimulus check. All you do is you use a username and password and you sign in. It's like, oh, it's there. That was the effort of getting that stimulus check. Sign in with the username and password, and then it's there. When we're talking about the rest of second stimulus, you gotta do more work. So I don't want to, I don't want to do this, but it's like you got to do more work for second stimulus. You got to fill out an application. So the nice time of just signing in for username and password and say, oh, there's money there. Oh, good. Okay, good. I'm gonna go back and have my donut. Now you got to actually do a little bit more. You got to do a little bit more. So whether it's EIDL or PPP, or it's it's rent, or it's food, or it's the free internet. I love that people say, "Where's that free internet?" Well, it's not like it's every time I hear the comments about the free internet, it feels like I'm at like a convention. It's like, who has the free visors? They're passing out free visors. Did you get the free visor? Where'd you get the free visor? That's not how these things are going to be. Like they're just sort of passing them out, and you sort of grab them and they're in the sky, or someone's on stage throwing out the visor. Who has the free internet? Catch the free internet! Oh, well, let's catch the free internet. You got to actually do a little work, just a little bit of work. So I want you to get ready to do a little bit of work with me next week. Not so much, just a little bit of work. Just it's just you're not just catching things in the sky. It's so next week Moolah Monday kicks in, and Moolah Monday will have a lot of deliciousness. Now, the first one actually contradicts myself. FPUC, you don't actually have to do much for FPUC. All you have to do is certify for benefits. So if you're in a state in which you can now certify for benefits, I know some are still keeping you on inactive, some are keeping you on expired. When they switch you back, you need to certify for benefits. I know that's not a lot of work, but it's like a little bit of work. And when you do that, you'll get the $300 a week. California and New York is paying the $300 next week. Congratulations. New York and California, $300 next week. Other states, you tell me what states you're getting $300. I'll report it back to the other viewers. I told you there was that chart. I should have brought it on set. There's that chart to show some states you're going to get the $300 you like next year from now. 2095, you'll get the $300. Other states are doing it a little bit shorter time. So that's the first thing on Moolah Monday. The next thing on Moolah Monday is EIDL grant for inner city is going to go live, and agricultural grant. So you know how I've been saying the ranchers and the farmers. I wasn't sure if it was EIDL grant. I can now confirm that the agricultural stimulus for ranchers and farmers will be an EIDL grant. The first thing I do not know is, because I do have ranchers and farmers who watch this channel, if it's a duplicative EIDL grant. I presume it's not, because I have a lot of ranchers and farmers who got agricultural EIDL grants back in May of 2020. I presume it is not a duplicative one. So if you got one before, I assume you cannot get it again. I assume it's for new agricultural EIDL grants. But the inner city EIDL grant is for people in the inner city who had a drop of EIDL income. That is going to come live presumably in the next few days. Now, I'm going to make something very, very clear to viewers of this channel. And I'm saying it in the nicest way possible. Back in May and in June, some other places, I'm not going to say where those places are, I'm not going to say what technologies there are or what websites are, but some places sort of told people, just go get it, just go get it. You have a this, just go get it. I want you to not fall for those type of people, because there's going to be prosecution of people who do not follow very clear guidelines about what is applicable. So don't just presume that, you grow pot in the backyard and that's agricultural. It's, just don't play those type of games. This is not the time or place to be playing those games. Do not do that. And if you hear it somewhere else and you bring it here and you ask me to answer the question, I won't answer it. If you hear stupidity somewhere else, I'm not going to answer the stupidity from somewhere else, because it's stupidity. And those same people are making money on telling you stupid stuff. So God bless them, but it's untrue stuff. Now, later in this, shortly in a second, I'm going to tell you something about EIDL under Biden, which is different than this EIDL. Then what's also going to go live with Moolah Monday and Twisty Tuesday is PPP. PPP will be around the corner in just seconds. So get ready for PPP. If you want PPP, apparently you want me to bring those videos back, so I will bring PPP back. Thank you for the super chat, Wendy. And PPP will be the next thing that goes live in Moolah Monday or Twisty Tuesday or Way Out Wednesday. The things that are slowest, yes, Scott Watson has my joke on the screen. Pole dancers are not artists. If you take off your clothes for a living, that is not art. You may think it's art, but it's not qualification to getting the EIDL grant. And people will tell you it is, but it is not. I kid not. They actually tell people to go do that. Um, I'm going to tell you more about that in a second when I come back to EIDL in a second. But the other things that will not be going live with Moolah Monday or Twisty Tuesday are the free rent, the free utilities, the free internet, the free child care. That expected to have a little bit of delay to it. I would expect about a week or two, or a week or so. All right, now what I want to, and so what I want you to know is that these things have a diminishing fund. The money is there and then it's gone. So if you are clearly in the inner city, you clearly qualify for something, go get it because these things literally go away. Let me give you an example. In May, when EIDL reopened on, I think it was on Monday, I told viewers about this, and by Monday evening, some viewers got money, and if not, they got Tuesday morning. The people who applied on Tuesday didn't get paid on Wednesday, they got paid on Thursday. The people who applied on Wednesday did not get paid on Thursday or Friday, they got paid the next Tuesday, and the people who applied on Thursday, the funds were gone. That's how quickly the things went. It went from the first few hours, people got paid in a few hours. The next day, they got delayed by a day or two. And then by the third day, it was gone. That's how quickly these things go. So be ready to jump. All right. Now, let's see, is there anything else in, I think that's really where I want to bring you up to point on. I want to go over third stimulus check and third stimulus package now because I saw some comments even when I was coming into the room. He doesn't talk about SSI and SSDI. Yeah, I do. Third stimulus check and third stimulus package. That's Biden stimulus. That's January 20th. Let me tell you what's happening after January 20th. $2,400 for SSI and SSDI. That's where it's going to float into third stimulus and third stimulus package. Multiple stimulus checks, hazard pay, Lifeline grant, CDC grant, EIDL grant for not for just general things, PPP, more rent, more utilities, more eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, student loan debt forgiveness. Those things are all late January. And so that's what I want you to get ready for. I see a comment on the screen, Roshena, when do I get the remainder of my EIDL grant? That is third stimulus check and third stimulus package. That's Biden stimulus. So now let me cut over to third stimulus check and third stimulus package, its items. Um, the $2,400 of SSI, the multiple stimulus checks, the hazard pay, all these things are not a bill yet. They're not certainly not a law, but they're definitely not a bill, and there's no place to apply. So every few days now and then, someone says, "How do I go apply for hazard pay?" It's not even a bill. It's third stimulus package and third stimulus bill in late January. But stay on point. I want you to be ready to pounce, but it's not anything yet. So let me explain now the EIDL grant for purposes of third stimulus check and third stimulus package. This is something you're only going to hear from me. This is a world exclusive. I've been hinting about this for a while, and I'm going to say it right now for the first time. My inside sources tell me that under third stimulus check and third stimulus package, you will get paid the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant if you had applied before for the grant and got $1,000 per employee. Two, if you applied before for an EIDL grant and didn't get anything because they ran out of funds. Or three, you applied and got an EIDL loan but didn't get the grant because the grant had ran out of funds. My sources say that is going to be coming in third stimulus check and third stimulus package. And when? In January. It's going to be coming in January. The reason why it has never been paid is because of one person, Javita Carranza. Let's understand that the law is written. It says you're to be paid this money. The reason why you're not paid is because of Javita Carranza. My sources tell me that the EIDL grant is going to come live in that massive format somewhere in late January. How do you get it? What do you do? How is it set up? I'll have more details as we get closer. But this is what I want you to understand, is that EIDL, as you always thought it should be done, as it always should, as you always were told it should be enforced, and as it was written originally, those manifestations will occur under Biden's stimulus in late January. They will not occur currently in the next few weeks under what you call Trump stimulus, under second stimulus. So that's where we are right now. A lot of details. What is the EIDL grant for? Oh, let me add. That's a great question. That was something else I want to talk about. Wendy, thank you for that great question. So the EIDL grant is called Economic Injury Disaster Loan, but it also came with a grant. It's established at it's at sba.gov. Not now because it's not there yet. Um, it it has two types of applicants. The first type is a business 500 employees or less that has an EIN, like an LLC or corporation. That's the first type. The second type is an independent contractor, gig worker, or side hustle. Now, this is a comment that I want to make. I have done, I think, probably maybe 600 EIDL videos. So no one knows more about EIDL than I do. But along the way, I've heard some comments which are absolutely horrifically untrue. And not comments, but recordings that are horribly untrue. And those recordings basically say, hey, if you just do something on the side, just go get a grant. If you just, do something on the side, go get the money. It's free money. You just go do it. No, absolutely categorically no. You have to have an absolute you have to have a Schedule C on your 2019 tax return that verifies that you are doing this. Let me give you an example. Let's say you mow people's lawns on the side and you get cash and you get, $200 every 2 weeks. And by the end of the year, you made maybe $3,000. Well, I just do things on the side. I hustle on the side. I hustle. I mow lawns on the side. Did you declare the income on the lawns? No. Well, where is this side thing? Well, I just side hustle. Go get myself an EIDL grant. No, that's called CRIME. That's not a job. That's not a job. That's called a thing you're doing on the side. It's not a real thing. If you go and get an EIDL grant because someone told you just go get it, just go get it. I'll visit you in prison. Tell me what day you have visiting days. That's the first thing. The next one is, let's say you are a hairdresser, and you just, I am independent because I do what I want to do. I'm an artist. I do my own thing. Well, how do you get paid? I get paid with a W-2, but I'm an artist. Well, you're not an independent contractor. You don't get an EIDL. You're a W-2. So no, you don't do that either. Another one is a person who l- does work, but everything appears on their tax return under the main page. It doesn't appear as a Schedule C. Bottom line, if you don't pay as taxes as a Schedule C, it's not. It's what are you doing? What are you doing? There has to be an actual. If this isn't the case of a person, so John, John. Actually, she's John Johnson. John Johnson. He's a guy that doesn't like to give stimulus checks out. What does he do for a living? He delivers donuts to people in the neighborhood. Does he declare that income? Yeah, but on the main tax return, he doesn't declare it as a donut delivery business. No. What does he do? Oh, well, he listens to another channel and go gets a side hustle because he's hustling. He's delivering donuts. That's not a business. So if you want to do that, I'll see you in prison. Tell me what day you can visit. So there you go. I want to really, really implore this importance. Airbnb, if you declare it as a Schedule C, yes. Uber and Lyft, you declare it as a Schedule C, yes. Beauty makeup artist, if you declare it as a Schedule C, yes. Let me make something else also really clear, which you're never going to hear anywhere else. Um, there was actually a very insightful Instagram post by someone I follow that said SBA is staying as hawks with people that are apparently trying to buy businesses and just for the purposes of getting EIDL grants. So there's a lot of bad schemes out there. You have to be really operating as have been operating as a Schedule C, and that if someone just tells you just go get that free money, if you do something on the side, just go get it. You know what? Unsubscribe for that channel and subscribe to this channel because it's absolutely categorically untrue. And God bless them. So now at the 25-minute mark, does anyone have any questions? Because that went a little bit longer than I thought it would. Uh, could it be Monday or sometime next week? Yeah, Moolah Monday, Twisty Tuesday. Any info on Pennsylvania? Yes. One viewer said Pennsylvania is paying the FPUC starting on Monday as well. That was the very first state I heard that FPUC is coming out of Pennsylvania on Monday as well. So they are participating in Moolah Monday. Which checks are posting to the accounts? Oh, okay. So some questions about $600, the second stimulus. If you have an electronic account and you got the first stimulus check, but have not got to the second stimulus check, give it a time. Give it to Monday or Tuesday. Don't worry. If this is the first stimulus check you are looking to get electronically, and you have not gotten it, watch the mail. Maybe they attempted it and there was a fail and they're now switching to mail check. I haven't gotten my second stimulus check as well. I would give it some time. If you don't get it by Tuesday electronically, and you're really, really certain you're going to get electronically, and you got the first one electronically, then by Tuesday I would start getting a little bit concerned. But when do we get the paper checks in the mail? I don't know anyone that has gotten a paper check. I was saying you would maybe get them starting today. I have not heard a single viewer say they got a paper check yet by mail. If you have, say, drop in the comments. I'd love to hear it. New Mexico is paying the $300 for utilities. Was that the $300 for FPUC for utilities? For utilities, we got our stimulus yesterday. Oh, great. I'm on PUI. Can I apply for the EIDL grant, or does it mean it's ending PUA? I made an LLC during COVID, but it's new. No, that is a big no, no, no. So the question of the viewer was, I started a business during COVID. Can I go get an EIDL grant? No, that's not the concept of the EIDL grant. The concept of the EIDL grant is the business was before COVID, and that COVID crashed the business. So no, you cannot get an EIDL for a business you started during COVID. Because that would be like a hurricane hit. I said that a hurricane hit, and now I want to get money for after the hurricane hit. No, no, it's because you had a home before the hurricane. Uh, what about parents didn't get their receive their children's money? That's because IRS probably doesn't know that children exist. Is California getting a stimulus check? State stimulus? No. The state stimulus checks, I don't want you to get excited about. The rent and utilities, yes. Rent and utilities is coming. Where can I find utilities help? Cynthia, great question. Stay with me in 3 minutes from now. I'll be back online for Purple. I'll be going over state stimulus. Um, when are we getting the $1,400? If they get it done right, I would presume in the middle of January, because the House has to reconvene, they got to send it to the Senate, and they have to pass it as a bill. So I would presume about middle January if they do it right. I got my child's money the last time, but I didn't get my child's money this time. Oh, that's a strange one. That's really, really weird. What if what if you filed taxes and was claimed as a dependent? Then you're not getting a stimulus check until Cash Act is passed. Is Ohio slow? I don't remember Ohio. I don't remember Ohio. The M states are slow. What is the Biden proposing? Wow, the comments are flying now. What all is Biden proposing? Do you think he will do it? Of course he's going to do it. FPUC, retro, multiple stimulus checks, hazard pay, SSI and SSDI, EIDL, Lifeline grant, CDC grant. Is Tennessee slow? Maybe I should bring that on set tomorrow. I'll bring that on set tomorrow. The states that are fast, the states are slow. Uh, Maine, I think, was slow. What is the definition of inner city? Oh boy. That's a great question. It said low income community. Um, Boy, I don't have the bill in front of me. I don't remember. You'll see it on EIDL. I mean, SBA is very good. They're going to say, is your community, this? And that's based upon where the business is located. Will Biden do FPUC retro? Yes. Um, Reapply for PUA. No, you won't have to reapply for PUA. Your state will either will switch you back to active status. They may ask you to do some button, click some button, but you do not want to reapply for PUA. If you have a claim, the claim will go from inactive to active. I got my $600. Oh, congratulations. Are they going off the same tax filing? Yes. What about FPUC for New Jersey? I think New Jersey will probably be very, very fast. Those sort of modern computer states like Jersey, New York, California, yes. FPUC retro, Biden stimulus, third stimulus. Oregon, I would expect Oregon to be fast. Oregon, Washington, tech states, I expect those to be fast. How about if you got a stimulus for you and your child wasn't posted? I understand the question. Um, Anyone get stimulus today? I did have some viewers get stimulus today. I can't get rent stimulus. Tune into Purple Power Live right after this. I'll be going over that right in about 3 minutes from now. So with that, boy, what a night it has been. And thank you for joining me. Let me give you an update now at the 30-minute mark. The update tonight is that the second stimulus bill provided $600 stimulus check, but the push to get $2,000 or the remainder $1,400 on top of the $600 is still much alive. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. But shortly thereafter, when the Senate and the House go back into session, they're going to likely take up what's called a new version of Cash Act 2020. The Cash Act 2020 bill is fatally flawed. It has a provision in there to get a stimulus check to rich people. So once the new congressional leaders are sworn in tomorrow and the House is back in session, they'll do it again. And that doing again will likely be somewhere in mid-January. Meantime, at that point, we'll be floating into third stimulus package. But what I want you to be ready for next week is the big Moolah Monday and Twisty Tuesday and Way Out Wednesday, as a lot of new money is going to float into programs that you can get under the second stimulus. And I'll be here to help guide you to apply for all that money. Join me next in about 5 minutes from now for Purple Power Live, in which we go over state stimulus. Stay with me, go to the front channel, subscribe, hit the alert button, and with that you can get an alert as soon as that video goes live. As always, stay informed, stay focused, and stay in LA for more.